Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids, a.k.a. The Truman Show. Oh, boy. I don't know what's going on anymore. And I think we're all done here. Ozzy Osbourne's going to be getting out of here. He's getting out of the country.
Well, we'll see. It depends on what Sharon's doing. Because he's not going anywhere.
Oh, fuck, dude. I mean, just watching this shit today, it's crazy. We're going to get in the Baghdad sitch here in a second. Top of the show, though, we've got our Hard AF Seltzer back in stores. So it's back on the online store. We took it off for a little bit to do some inventory because we've got some new flavors coming out. Wanted to see how many we had roughly so we could tell you guys. And the number is 312. So we got 312 cases left of the OG flavors. And then the new ones come out. The new ones are going to get made September 19th. I'm going up to Nashville to taste the final flavor on Thursday. But we're currently everywhere in Tennessee, 77 stores in Tennessee. Frugal McDougal's in Tennessee. We're in Clarksville if you're up by Kentucky. If you're in Arkansas partying for the games this weekend. We're right there in Memphis if you want to pop on over the border and grab some. Anybody up in North Georgia can go to Chattanooga. Anybody in North Carolina can hop on over to Knoxville. And then the online store is open. We ship to 41 states. These are the last 300 cases. We only ship by the case. So go to hardafseltzer.com today and get the OG flavors while they last. We got 2 new ones coming out, and we don't know what the final mix is going to be here yet. We're kind of taking your word for it, and then we'll print out millions of cans to the masses and go with those 4 flavors. The Truman Show, though, is happening right now all around us, and I feel like I could just pull maybe the dumpster over or something and then just walk into whatever set or lie or whatever we're being told here today, because Baghdad has been overtaken. The presidential palace has been overtaken. Our U.S. embassy ambassadors are being airlifted off of a roof right now. I think we have footage of that, Bob, right?
Yeah, is that what that, we confirm that's what that is?
Everybody else has confirmed it,
well,
except for the White House.
The White House is saying that the embassy has not been evacuated. I would have to look at a map of the green zone and see where this is. Maybe somebody in the chat who's been there will remember where the presidential palace in the green zone there is in relation to the American embassy. But it certainly seems like U.S. personnel were getting evacuated by helicopter out of there.
Yeah.
And you would understand why as well if you watch any of the images of everybody losing their fucking minds here.
Yeah, play that video there, Bob. What is it? That's the helicopter. So this is allegedly the roof of the building, and they're getting all the U.S.
I mean, they're not getting a lot of people out with that aircraft.
No, but how many would there be over there, Dan?
I don't know. I
Probably 10 to 15?
can't even tell what that is. Honestly, I mean, if it's a fucking Blackhawk with crew, not including the crew that has to be on there in the first place, I don't know, like 12 dudes, maybe 12 people or 15. But if it's a what do you call it? Shithook, then maybe like 50 or 60, but not many.
Yeah, and I'm curious. You can stop the video, Bob. I'm curious as to how many people are in there. But I think why the White House is denying this is a lot of people on Twitter are saying that Joe Biden said a while back that no Americans will ever be airlifted off of rooftops again. And then now they're literally being airlifted off of rooftops again.
I don't know what that is. That's a fucking tight shot of a helicopter that looks like it might be on a rooftop over some fucking T-walls maybe, but I don't know what that is.
So in the foreground here that I thought was interesting, I don't know what's going on in this video, but this guy right here, uniformed someone, seems to be pretty casual, just kind of walking.
Well, that's don't read too much into that, because people getting murdered in fucking Baghdad is a casual experience, to be honest.
Now scroll down, Bob, because they've overtaken the palace. And what I loved was they just went out back, took off all their clothes, and said, "We're going to go in the pool today. It's a pool day in Iraq."
Yeah, that part's pretty funny.
Oh, look at that. That's fun. What is that?
Now
what do we got there, Bob?
This is just people rioting. But again, this could be just a random fucking Monday in Baghdad.
Now look at this. This one, play this one. Dan, you know what wall this is, correct?
Oh, I don't know specifically which wall it is, but those are T-walls, Texas barriers that we put up.
Okay.
All over fucking the green zone.
Play that one, Bob. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Followers of
Muqtada al-Sadr.
You know him, right?
Not personally. We went to high school together, but he was a senior when I was a freshman, so we didn't really hang out much.
And this is fun. Just some desk pops here.
Well, yeah, that's called celebratory gunfire.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, if it's pointed in the air. A buddy of mine...
Oh, no. I heard they were actually shooting at the protesters. The police were.
Yeah, that's very possible as well.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's Iraq, man.
Yeah.
Human life is not valuable there.
We got a guy stage diving up there? Look at that.
Maybe. I mean,
God damn, it's a party. Is it weird when I see violence like this, I kind of want to be there, you know? Just all hopped up on something?
Yeah. I mean, find the one, Bob, with the... Can you turn this on?
Brendan Powers just texted me right now. He said that it's a U.S. Embassy helipad. So he can confirm it, and he's actually giving me looks like a location as well. Look at that. That's fun.
Maybe. I still don't believe that, because that's a very small aircraft. I mean, unless they were just...
I mean, he gave me exactly where it's at.
Yeah, sure, but if they're just pushing out a couple of essential personnel like the ambassador and top-level staff, maybe, but that usually is not how that works. Like, you don't evacuate the top-level people first.
Oh, really?
Typically.
How does it? How does it?
Well,
usually
I don't.
work?
Maybe we should talk to a Marine who's an embassy guard and see what their actual protocol for it, if they can even discuss that. But typically, the AMBO wants to stay back and be the last person on the bird.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, what sense would it make to evacuate just the AMBO and not everybody else? That's why I'm.
You never
suspicious.
know. I mean,
that's why I'm suspicious, because that aircraft is pretty small.
Are people worried about another Benghazi sitch?
Well, they should be.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, who knows how this is all gonna go, to be honest. If you go to Visegrad 24, it's French news. You can see that. I want people to see this picture specifically, because you can see them in the swimming pool in the green zone, which is, I mean, you could find a bunch of American people who spent time there. There's pictures, a lot of pictures of people at this specific pool.
Really?
Yeah, like right. Well, I don't know about that. Are they holding up a picture?
It looks like Vegas, kind of.
Yeah, well, not if you pan out. If you pan out, there's just like fucking shitty buildings behind them.
No, that looks like the Bellagio.
So it's like
It looks like the Bellagio.
It's like the end of summer celebration for the Mahdi army, for Jaish al-Mahdi. Yeah, these are the dicks that we were fighting for a long time over there. So especially during the surge, I mean, they have a standing army of about 60,000 people.
Okay.
Which is quite a bit. I mean, yeah.
Well, it looks like they're all having fun. What was this over exactly?
So not long ago, Muqtada al-Sadr's political party there won the majority of votes. They have a parliamentary system there, so they won the majority of votes, but not enough to run the government. So he did not become prime minister.
Okay.
And there's been, I'm not sure exactly how Iraq typically would handle something like this. I don't know if they have internal voting to decide which party is going to represent the majority or whatever the fuck, and who's going to be the opposition leader. But whatever they would do under normal circumstances, they have not done. So it's the really interesting thing is it's two Shiite organizations battling against one another, and Shiite Muslims represent, I think, about 83% of the population there, and they were the people who were systematically oppressed by Saddam Hussein, right? So they've been wilding out for a while now.
Okay.
That's like Muqtada al-Sadr's kind of deal. His dad was the leader of Sadr City, what used to be Saddam City back in the day. Heavy ties to Iran. They were primarily responsible for moving in all of the EFPs and the RPG 29s and stuff like that fucked up a lot of our people. So, yeah, bad guys. We killed quite a few of them. Not enough, apparently.
Yeah.
He hid from us the entire time we were there. But I did get a little payback. So this is, you may have heard me tell this story before about me and Jared. So this Muqtada al-Sadr guy put these, he spray painted, his people spray painted his face, making a shushing gesture.
Okay.
And I think what it says on the
Kind of like a Banksy sitch?
Yeah, a little bit. What it says on the left side is don't talk to Americans, and on the right, I think it's don't talk to Jews, or maybe that's vice versa, but I did this.
Oh. Did you draw that dick?
Yeah, I drew dicks on hundreds of these things.
Okay.
All over fucking Baghdad, northeast Baghdad.
I'm going to be real honest with you here. I think you missed your professional life. That's a great dick that you drew.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, I mean, we cut it. It was a stencil, right? I didn't do that freehand.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't freehand.
No, we had Jared and I, whichever one of us was out on patrol would always have it.
So you guys spent time to make a stencil dick, because they don't sell those.
No, I think he made it in this is 2007. I think he made it in MS Paint, and then we printed it out on a plotter printer, like a big map printer, and then cut it out around. Yeah.
That's
so we spent
sweet.
some time
Yeah, you
on
spent
it.
some time on it.
All you got over there is time, you know? So, fuck, man. That was our, we couldn't find a guy to kill him, so we just did that to try to draw him out and stuff, but he never showed up because he's a fucking pussy. But anyways, back to the what happened here. After a long period of them trying to figure out who's going to be the leading party and who's going to be the opposition party, finally, he kept walking out of meetings and telling them to get fucked and blah, blah, blah. And finally, he said he's resigning and leaving politics entirely. And then his people descended on the green zone and started fucking everything up. Not sure why they didn't go to his house, because he's the one that quit.
Right.
But clearly this is staged. He has very, I wouldn't say tight control over this organization still, but he definitely has control over the Mahdi army, 100%. So he's trying to fucking overthrow the government, basically.
And was there a picture with you with a baby?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I was talking about before. It's very surreal over there. It's not like it is here. So one night we're out doing raids, kicking doors in and fucking people up. We're walking around shooting shit, and all of a sudden this baby's just walking around in an alleyway. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I should probably scoop that baby up so it doesn't get murdered. And the baby was not happy about it.
But this, can you put that on screen? Are we allowed to? Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on screen.
Yeah. That's me. The baby, the first thing the baby saw was a one-eyed, green-eyed monster come around the fucking corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's my goofy, brown, blue-eyed, fucking white devil face. I'm like, oh no. I can only imagine what that baby's thinking right there.
You think the baby's still alive today?
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't expect so.
What do you do with the baby in that situation?
I just threw it in the truck.
Yeah.
No, I gave it. Once everything died down, some lady came out screaming like, "Oh my mister!"
Yeah.
I gave her her baby, and it was like,
You're lucky you didn't get Vin Diesel.
like become a nanny. What do you mean?
No, in Saving Private Ryan, he takes the kid. He's like, "We got to take it to the next town," and then gets a bullet in his chest.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I was standing behind cover because I'm not a moron. But yeah, her mom came out, or his. I don't know what it identifies as.
Sure.
So the mom came out. I handed the baby over. She seemed really concerned for the child, although maybe the concern should have manifested itself earlier, like when there was an active gunfight going on,
Right.
to grab your kid and bring him inside. But they don't care.
No, they don't
Like
give a shit.
it's so weird. That the reason I brought that up is because it's so fucking weird. They just have they're different about life over there.
Way different. I remember writing Matt's book and some of the stories he had told me, in particular, that a lot of those fuckers would use their children as shields. So they would come out of the house with their kids, and then an AK.
Well, it's because they know we won't shoot the kid. But,
Sometimes you have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because some of those stories were told to me as well, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And the way it was described to me, and actually when the Terrorist Whisperer was on the show, he had a super interesting take on it. He was like, look, we don't really expect to live past like 30, 35. So we just don't really care about life that much. And like everything they're being fed food-wise has like chunks of tire in it or something from what he was saying. Like he's just like, dude, you don't have a choice and you've got to eat it. And he's like, you know, if you get a good meal, you're lucky at that point over there.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're all having fun. Bob, if you can pull up the video of their police kind of beating the shit out of them, that's awesome too, because this is what January 6th would have looked like.
You know what's really bizarre? Can you just go to...
If we were really trying to take that shit over.
Can you go to CNN? Go to CNN's homepage right now. And I'm looking at... I don't think there's anything above the fold on their website about this happening right now. Like literally,
You can't show anything negative about the president. You're not allowed to. Now, if it's Trump, sure, but the rest of it, it's pretty much invisible. So this is great. Bob, go to the top there. All right. So your top story, top left, is Ukrainian troops take back 4 villages from Russian occupation.
Yeah. But look down all the rest. This entire left side is about Ukraine.
Yep.
And in the middle, there's some blurbs about Trump and Mar-a-Lago. Something about a tropical storm that hasn't even been named yet.
No.
And then just a bunch of random bullshit like black Duke volleyball players subjected to racial slurs.
Okay. Does anybody watch volleyball?
Yeah, but that was at BYU, and I assume it was more of a like, oh my God, what is that situation? Like they just never seen a black person before.
That's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, like it's really...
BYU's got football players.
They're Samoan.
They got some black football players, you know.
They're not supposed to.
So, yeah, but I'm watching all this footage here, and it's pretty fucking rad. Go to this. I don't know who the post-millennial is, by the way, but you can pull up his. They got some footage going inside the palace. It looks very January 6th. Now, this police officer is just beating the shit out of people, and that's rad.
Well, that's kind of just how it goes there. It's like
the user account is the post-millennial.
The post-millennial
I don't know
is
who that
like
is, but-
fucking what's his nuts?
Who?
Andy No and a bunch.
Okay, cool.
He writes for them. I don't know who owns that organization. I guess that's
It was
how you say
5 hours ago. Protesters stormed the presidential palace in Baghdad.
Dave
And this is
Swiston
fucking
says
rad,
we should make
dude.
T-shirts of me in full kit holding that baby.
Yeah, Father of the Year.
T-shirts
for
of
Father's Day.
T-shirts of the baby in full kit holding me, actually, which is funnier, I think. And then,
These guys are. So this is kind of cruising around. Yeah, this is some J6 shit
This
right
looks
here.
exactly like January 6th.
Sure does there. Bunch of people taking selfies, having fun. And the reason why I told you to bring up that post-millennial one first was that's when they were trying to fight back, and then they just kind of gave up, where they're like, all right, you're in the Capitol.
well,
Have fun. Go for a swim.
the Capitol,
Enjoy the day.
the Capitol Police stopped fighting back before people even got into the Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
They just kind of like...
Well, they just opened the gates.
It's one thing to get out of the way. It's another thing to be like, oh, this way, sir. Have a towel over your arm and shit. The fuck out of here. It's the Truman Show.
boy.
None of this shit makes any sense.
No.
They're not like the CNN is one of the largest news organizations on earth, and they're not even covering this story
No.
because it's embarrassing for the administration.
Correct.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
Not
yes.
terribly surprising, but man, what the fuck?
All of it, though, is fucked. We had Paul Manafort on yesterday. I don't know if you got a chance to go through those Mar-a-Lago affidavits and the docs they use. They're all redacted. There's maybe fucking 20 words, 30 words per page, tops.
And the hard-hitting analysis I've seen from a bunch of lefty dum-dums is that, got him now. Like they're trying to make the point like this isn't even that big a deal. He just had to cooperate. So you're saying it's not a big deal. Got it.
Right.
So he didn't spend the time to go through all of the documents to see which ones were classified or not. That's your big fucking problem. Well, Obama's got 33 million pages at his home in Chicago right now. Where's the fucking warrant for that? He still hasn't fucking given any of that stuff back, and we don't know if it's classified or not.
Have no idea. No idea. We're not sending anybody there.
It's just fucking dumb. There's nothing
All
in
of
fucking
it's dumb.
Trump's Mar-a-Lago house that's going to fucking get compromised. There's Secret Service there 24 hours of every single day. So when you say it's not secured, like it's not in a fucking skiff, yeah, okay, fine. But there's armed agents there 24 hours of every single day. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
Now go to Drudge Report, Bob, because even Drudge's turns like all the way against Trump. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. They've got him in an orange jumpsuit, you know? Look at that. That's fun. And then scroll down, Bob. Look at because they usually put their big story in the middle. FBI, the dawn calls for uprising. I read the tweet. He definitely did not call for an uprising. But at this point, people just want a civil war.
What he said was that FBI agents who realize that this politicization is full of shit should stand up and say something. That's what he said.
Right. I don't know what the uprising
got
is.
to rise up. What is he, like a fucking
you got to rise up,
black preacher from the fucking 1960s or some shit?
That would be entertaining.
It doesn't look like. Well, no, it wouldn't be because that's just Jesse Jackson.
Right, well, I think a black. But give me the guy who got robbed in Harlem.
Who's the guy
with all the jewelry?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how good his preaching is. I just know that he's incredibly full of shit. But
the guy that was here was fucking dope. Did I ever tell that story? Dude, so I walked in. We had to get rent from them because when we bought these properties, there was 5 months left on a lease for this Pentecostal church. And so I walk in, and he's like, yeah, you know, my assistant will be in the back or whatever. And I was like, oh, shit. I got here, and there was a full service going on. Mm-hmm. Homeboy was sweating. The air wasn't really turned on. The air works great in here, but it wasn't really turned on either. And he was fucking going for it. There was only about 20 people.
I might start doing that.
I mean, it was awesome.
I'm going to start holding Sunday services.
You should, dude.
Yeah.
You should.
And just lighten people the fuck up for no reason.
So they were very polite, and they were easy to work with. And she gave me the check, and then she was like, "Sir, would you like to stay?" And I was like, "You know, I got something here that I gotta go.
I've got to go do anything else right now. So fuck off." Yeah, there's nothing on Fox News about this either. On their website.
No, it's super strange.
Very bizarre.
Super fucking strange right now.
Very bizarre.
And I don't know what's happening. I don't.
Well, it's just that nobody gives a fuck about.
Is that
Iraq.
what it is? But why Ukraine? Why care about Ukraine then for CNN?
Well, no, nobody cares about Ukraine either. They're just posting that to try to get people. It's a win-back campaign in marketing terms. They're trying to get people reinterested in it. That's why there's always something new. There's some new element to it. It's fucking nuclear, or it's tippy top secret, classified, or some stupid shit like that. Like, shut the fuck up, man. No one cares about fucking Ukraine.
But we do live in the Truman Show. We're just not covering shit anymore. Everything is fucking censored. Everything's covered up. The Twitter thing I talked about in the past. When Musk took over Twitter for, 72 hours? I think that deal was probably 72 hours worth before he bounced out of there. They had fucking opened up the faucet and let us all party again. I lost 400,000 followers. I had about 460-ish, roughly, heading into 2016. Now, when 2016 happens, it all just kept getting nuked, down to the point where I think I had maybe 40,000 followers left. Musk takes over, and I'm at a dinner with Daily Wire and those guys, and they were like, hey, dude, have you looked at your Twitter account today? And I was like, yeah, shit, dude, I gained like 4,000 or 5,000 followers. Like, it's incredible. Daily Wire said I think they gained 40,000 or 50,000 or something like that. And he's like, it's weird. It's almost like there's no blocks in the thing. And I was like, that's probably exactly what it is. Case in point, now we're back to being censored and all that other shit again. I posted this video of Steven Seagal on Twitter. You can pop this up, Bob. Now, we'll just show it because, first of all, Steven Seagal's amazing. All these people in this video are now dead. Sorry if your dad got killed in this, but that's what happens if you get close to Steven Seagal. It's an older video, maybe 3 or 4 years old. I think he's in Russia or whatever.
Who the fuck was that guy?
Oh.
Somebody just walked in and went into the bathroom. Who was that?
Somebody just walked in and went. Who is it? Oh, all right. Well.
What are they just going to fucking bring them over here so I can see them?
Gas
I don't want
station,
people in this room that I can't see. Put them over here.
No, if he used the restroom, it's fine.
I don't. No, that's fine. I just didn't notice they were here in the first place.
Oh shit, I didn't either. And we got a lady here.
I could have. I could have said.
We
anything.
never get women here. We had a couple last week. But yeah, so with that, you can put that back up on screen, Bob. So this video has how many views does it say, Bob?
860,000.
860,000, and I have how many likes on it? 63.
65.
65 likes on a video that has 860,000 views.
You got to up your caption game.
Look, I post on fucking Instagram. I don't even know what it is. My caption game is strong, dude. What does it say? Steven Seagal will pull out all the electrical wiring out of your unfinished basement and kill you with it. Sorry, your dad is dead. Does it get really better than that? Probably
he
not.
also likes to take the copper out.
He'll take the copper. He'll take everything out.
Usually, there's about $7,000 to $10,000 worth of just wire and copper pipes in a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, look, if you're fucking tearing one down, just make sure. If you're getting evicted, take all the stuff.
Take everything out.
All the sconces, all the fucking, take all that shit.
Get it all out of there. But so we're back to the fun games on Twitter. Facebook was another fun one where I didn't have that many followers, maybe 30,000 or 40,000 on there, or something like that. Now, they deleted the page. But the hilarious thing about that page was I had 19 million total video views on there and only like 30,000 followers. So I was just like, great. We're just being lied to all the way around in every single thing we do. I guess if I just put on like a fucking Biden thing, then maybe all my shit would open back up. I think that would be worth a fun test to see. Now, Instagram's going a whole different route. I don't know if you've noticed on Instagram, if you post a picture of yourself on your feed, you'll get like 4 likes now.
Yeah.
They really want it to be TikTok. And so if it's not a fucking video, they are check the fuck out now. I mean, they're all done with it. And now every video is now a reel on there. Did you notice that too? So that's kind of where we're headed, where they want to be TikTok. It's too late. It's absolutely too fucking late for that bullshit.
Well, I mean, not necessarily.
You don't think so?
No, I like Instagram is gonna fucking that is the one organization that will persist. I think out of all these social media companies, like the
you have faith in Zuckerberg?
Not in him in particular, but in the fucking momentum that the app has. Yeah,
it's like at an all-time low with user engagement.
It is, yeah, and so much so he's actually doing press for the first time ever. I don't know how many people caught this, but on Friday he was on Joe Rogan, which was really shocking. And Joe was asking him questions about Hunter Biden and the laptop story and everything else, and he was like, "What happened with that?" And Zuckerberg said on his show, the FBI came and told us that we had to suppress the story for 7 days.
Well, the FBI doesn't have that authority.
That's what he said. He said the FBI came into Facebook and did it.
I know what he said, and I mean, like, I guess if you're going to manage one of the largest social media platforms on Earth, I guess it is the largest platform on Earth, you should probably know the rules. Mm-hmm. Not just your own, but, the fucking governments that you're dealing with. And the FBI doesn't have the statutory authority to go to a private organization like that and tell them what they can and can't post. That's not that. There's nothing fucking legal about that, right? So what he was trying to say is that he still sees the FBI as a legitimate organization, but then he, said that directly after explaining precisely why they are not a legitimate organization, which is, because they lied. And then they fucking used him to lie to all of America to influence an election. So when Trump says that the election was stolen, I don't see any evidence that it was stolen through voting machines, but through this, through the FBI trying to force. And look, I don't think they had to twist Zuckerberg's arm too hard to get him to do it.
No.
But trying to force people to keep this shit out of the press and lying to do so, yeah, they fucking stole it for sure. You're telling me that didn't affect the outcome of this election? Of course it did.
When you control the media and social media in particular, I mean, it's a huge win.
This is what I've been saying for a fucking year and a half now. You don't have to fucking hack voting machines, but you can hack somebody's fucking mind and hack their feed. And you control what they see every single day. You don't have to fucking hack a goddamn voting machine.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of what we're talking about at the top of the show with all the shit that's going on now. How is this not a story? We're watching all the videos on Twitter right now.
Well, it is a story, but it's like Congress isn't going to vote for term limits or to stop themselves from getting paid or to put a ban on insider trading, right? They're not going to do that. And in the same way, these media outlets aren't going to all of a sudden admit how they've been wrong, unintentionally or intentionally, about literally everything for years now. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to come back. CNN's not going to all of a sudden run a bunch of stories about how evil it was for them to use phrases like a pandemic of the unvaccinated, for example. Right? And all this stupid shit that they were clearly wrong about. And they're more so than even admitting they're wrong, they're not going to admit that you were right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is no coincidence that one side was entirely correct about all of this for the last 2 years, including Biden. Like, right about Biden, not Biden being right, obviously. It's been the constant train of lies about COVID and its effects, and unnecessary masking and lockdowns. And it has been lies about Hunter Biden, like keeping that out of the press and then pushing into the press the Steele dossier, which was paid for by the DNC just to fucking disrupt the Trump campaign. And
Right.
the FBI fucking colluded with them to do this, right? So, right about everything. You know, and they've been wrong about everything. They can't just admit it now.
No, but I find it odd that Zuckerberg now has to go out and do press, and now he's going to be forced into all these questions because he's not going to stop at just Rogan. Because the meta thing, the metaverse and all that shit, so far has been a disaster.
Well, I mean, who's he going to go on next that's bigger than Rogan?
I don't know.
There isn't a next. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. Rogan is a polite guy. Like, he's persistent about asking the question that he wants to ask and getting an answer, but he's not obstinate about it. He's not going to go on Russell Brand, for example, because Brand will fucking light his ass up. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this.
Right.
You know, he'll pack up shop and just move to wherever the fuck tomorrow if he wants to. Joe actually enjoys doing it, and Russell does too. But where else would that kind of audience? There's no bigger audience than Joe Rogan.
No, that's it.
Right?
That's
so
it.
unless he's going to go to the fucking halftime show of the Super Bowl and do a town hall there, that's the apex.
Or unless you believe the Spotify ratings that Meghan Markle was actually #1 on Spotify, which I definitely don't believe.
Is it a curated list like the New York Times bestseller list?
It's not supposed to be, but the problem is they backed up the truck, Spotify, to pay her for this show. They finally had to force her into doing it after a year and a half because, I mean, they just took the money, essentially.
Yeah.
And they didn't give any content. Finally, they were like, look, bitch, put out a fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
And then she interviewed Serena Williams. I don't really care that she interviewed Serena Williams. That's not enough to move the needle and pass Rogan.
No.
Not one fucking prayer on this earth.
No, actually, I would love to see Serena Williams on Rogan, though.
Well, I don't
That
think
would be a much better interview.
she won't go
Why?
because he said that she's been on steroids for years and years. So he was the one that was on that train and then told the story about USADA showing up and then she hid in her fucking vault.
Yeah.
Or no, she had a panic room. She had a full
panic
panic room. Hid in the panic room with a tennis racket.
Jesse Henderson, we don't know about the machines. Private company with no way for us to see the code. I mean, that's a fair point, but there's no reason to even go that far. Like, there's the instinct to feel like something fishy happened in the 2020 election was correct, but it was laziness just to stop at machines, at voting machines. That to me is like the kind of work that Veritas does.
Right.
Where they get half of a story and they're like, oh, fucking spike the football. No, I want the fucking full thing. And the full thing is that it's a lot easier to hack somebody's fucking brain if you can put whatever you want to in front of their face every single day for 7 to 10 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
Right? That's way easier than trying to fucking some kind of technological paper trail for voting machines and shit like that. You don't need to do all that.
And if you have one of these piece of shit iPhones like I do, they tell you the screen time per day of what you're using on it. So you're 100% right. That it could be more than
The average
7
person,
hours.
The average person between their phone and the television and their computer for work and shit like that, it's 13 hours a day.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're controlling the narrative just by pushing whatever stories you want, congratulations.
it's-
That's how you steal an election.
And it's not even just like you have to think about this in its totality. It isn't just about dominating the airwaves specifically. It's also about how you talk about things. So, you know, you constantly chisel away at dissent by you're basically making a word cloud of all the stuff. We do this in the intelligence community. Of all the things that might be related to this issue, and you start developing messaging for each one of them, right? And the messaging in this case is that, doing what you want to do is selfish. It's not about you or whatever the fuck when it comes to your personal medical choices and things like that. And then you couch it with all this medical misinformation of which the Trump administration is guilty, the Biden administration is guilty, and the entire media apparatus is guilty. And you just wrap all that shit up in one, and it becomes... you start to leverage people's social circles against them, their friends and family and their workplace and shit, where it's uncouth at best to not do the things that the government's telling you to do.
Yeah.
And it only gets worse from there. So, that's what it is.
And then it's only getting worse every single day. I mean, shit, Sydney Sweeney, my girl, Sydney Sweeney on Euphoria had a birthday party for her mom over the weekend where she turned 60, and they were wearing a bunch of red hats that said, "Make 60 great again." And the internet turned on her and just said, "Fuck you, you fucking Trump supporter," or whatever. And it was like, look, the hat just said, "Make 60 great again." That's how old her mother was.
We need to make 69 great again.
I know, dude. I know. We get some sponsors real quick. If you want to pull up that photo, Bobathy, from go to her Instagram, yeah. Or she might have ripped it at this point. I mean, it was...
You can find it on Twitter
She's
for
taking
sure.
some fucking heat.
I mean,
dude.
this is the heat that she's getting is the Blue Lives Matter flag, I think, as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was
Yes,
the thin
yes.
blue line flag.
Yeah.
So a dude that she invited, she didn't kick the guy out for supporting police. So
I think it's her father.
I think it's her father.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
And she's from where?
Spokane, Washington.
And we're surprised that her family is conservative.
No.
From fucking East Washington. Are you kidding me? The fuck out of here, man.
Not only that, man.
This is exactly
it's an innocent party.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're trying to use like the mob to create social pressure where what is this woman supposed to do? Either stop doing what she loves to do and being she's actually a pretty good actress, right?
Yeah.
Or disown her family. Like these are the choices that people have been forced into.
100%.
And there's quite a few people who have terminated relationships with their friends and family over this stupid bullshit since 2016. It's never been like that before.
No.
In the history of this country, except for the very beginning, where people were kind of figuring out how republicanism and federalism are going to fall. But until between that period, I don't think a whole lot of people lost family members over slavery. I feel like you were on...
They did
you were
over secession.
You were hard on, maybe about the secession part, but not about slavery specifically.
I don't think abolitionism did, but
because it's like you either fucking want slaves or not, right?
Once the rubber hit the road,
Yeah.
Yeah.
families started to sort of.
Sure. That's what North and South is all about.
Yeah.
The fucking
That's
the
our
film that we made.
That's our film, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's
our film.
about two Civil War soldiers, one from the North and one from the South. They each lose the opposite leg, so they meet up once a year to buy shoes.
Yes. And
Right.
then they end up 69ing.
Well, they do a reverse 69, which is where two dudes eat each other's asses at the same time.
Correct. And since they have one leg apiece, it's easier if you just roll down a hill.
But the problem is there's a lot of hills.
Yep.
Right? So
Tons.
you get into a circular configuration, but the problem is there's a lot of hills, and then you just start rolling. You spend the rest of your life sucking dick and rolling down hills,
Pretty much.
which is, it's rewarding, but it's tough.
Well,
Super tough.
if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So
Yeah.
it's fun. So is Ghost Bed. They're going to love that segue. Just two dudes from the Civil War sucking each other's dicks.
Well,
now you can buy a mattress to suck a dude's dick on.
Primarily eating ass, but every now and again you want to fucking...
Yeah. You want to
pop
come
it.
as well,
Yeah.
sure. And there's no better place to do that than on a Ghost Bed. From ghostbed.com/drinkinbros.
I don't know what the big deal is.
I'm just picturing.
You don't have to picture. We've got a poster.
Not that, but the soldiers in a ghost bed doing it. Where it's just, I mean, they've got, Homeboy's got the bayonet on, like the whole thing, and it's just a lot. You can hear a lot.
I'll get Joel the artwork, and he can put them on a ghost bed.
50% off everything in the entire store right now on Ghost Bed. They've got a Labor Day sale that'll tear your face off. If you wanted a mattress, now is the time to do it. The Ghost Lux mattress is 50% off. They're also giving you 2 free pillows over there. 50% off the bundle package, 50% off all of it. We're in a recession. We're the only show that's going to tell you that straight to your face. We are in a fucking recession right now. GhostBed is trying to help you out. It is a nice sale. It will end next Tuesday, though. So I'm just going to give you fair warning. You got about 6 days for that. At the bottom of the page, you're going to see a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest as long as you have decent credit. Yes, it is available with the 50% off. So you can space that bitch out, and it might be, $18 a month. Crazy deal there. They're super fucking cool. We love these guys, and they don't care that a Confederate and a Union soldier might be 69ing on the bed. Or reenactors.
Well, I think now the Union soldier would get canceled for being involved with the Confederate.
Now.
Even though they're in love and they're eating each other's asses, and that's kind of like, I don't know, maybe the gay part makes up for the racist part.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. And then if you're cleaning up afterwards, you might as well use Dr. Squatch. The Squatch is back on the show. I love Dr. Squatch, and I know we've said this a few times back in the day. I was like, come back on the show, dude. All I use is Dr. Squatch. I've got 1 million bars of it, and they've got the craziest scents of all time. Pop up their page, Bob. The pine tar one was always my favorite. It's black, and it's got these little pellets in it. It is delightful. I know it sounds weird, but it is fucking great. I think they've got Star Wars soap now, too, that's limited edition. Yeah, there it is right there. They got the Yodas, and is that Mark Hamill's got his own soap? That fucking guy will never die, will he? What a crazy role, dude. You know, you get a movie part in 1976, and then, dude, you just live out the rest of your life like that. Tons of amazing products. Yeah, there it is, the pine tar. That is my absolute favorite one, but they have 1 million scents to use, and they're fucking incredible, dude. So welcome back, Dr. Squatch.
I got to see which one I use. I don't remember what the name of it is.
For those about to squatch, we salute you.
Actually, I enjoy the grapefruit one, but one of the one that was.
Oh yeah, the grapefruit one was good. I've got 5 of those pine
the
tar.
goat's milk one is really good too.
Yes.
Yeah, pine tar and goat's milk are the ones that I use.
Those are my go-tos. Still use them to this day. Welcome back to the show. Pop them back up. What's the Star Wars ones? They got a Chewbacca one, Bob?
They have.
I think Chewbacca actually is infringing on their intellectual property because Dr. Squatch came
that's right.
before.
Yeah. He was a real Sasquatch.
Yeah,
It looks like they've got a Mark Hamill one,
Okay.
a Daisy Ridley one, Resistance Rins.
How old was she when she made that movie? Is that weird if I use her to wash my body?
she's only 24, 25.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's old enough.
She was old enough when the movie was shot? Because I
Yeah.
don't want to wash my body with a child's face. Okay, good.
No, it's a young adult.
She's 30 now.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, perfect.
They've got an Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, no way.
The Sinister Scrub. And then what's the emo dude's name in the movie? I don't even fucking know. Sons
What?
of Darkness is the thing.
Oh, yeah, from Girls?
Yeah,
Adam Driver.
Adam
Wait,
Driver,
you call
but-
him? Oh, you said emo. I thought you said emote, like
Emote.
like a emoji.
Yeah.
No, emo. What was his?
Kylo
Adam
Ren.
Driver.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, he was a Marine infantry guy, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
He'll show up here and fucking eat crayons in front of you if you're not careful.
Sure will. Sure
I meant
will.
the character's emo. I like
he's
Adam Driver.
he's dope. Yeah.
He's great. He's a great actor.
I mean,
Great actor.
I think he's really good at emo and like imbecile. Those are his 2 best roles. I don't know why. Something about his facial structure that makes him a really.
He's a weirdo. He's,
Like
he's a weird looking dude.
That movie
where he
with
robbed
Daniel
NASCAR?
Craig.
Yeah.
That movie with Daniel Craig that he did. I didn't really like the movie too much. I mean, it was okay. It was like a 6, but he was fucking hilarious in that goddamn movie. I want to see him playing more dumb characters.
Yeah.
Like Dumb and Dumber Part 2. I guess it would be Part 4 now.
Well, either way, if you want the Adam Driver soap from Star Wars,
Yeah.
you can get it. All you got to do is go to drsquatch.com. And then what's our promo code? DSQ Drinkin' Bros?
It's DSQ Drinkin.
Drinkin. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get
so
that correct.
DSQ Delta Sierra Quebec.
Okay.
And then
Drinkin.
Drinkin.
So it's short for Dr. Squatch. DSQ Drinkin.
Yeah, and it's going to be
20% off orders of $20 or more.
But how are you going to not like? The bars of soap are only $7, so if you get the
get three
get
bars
one
of
of the
soap.
combo packs. Yeah, they actually have a promotional thing going on right now. I think. Hang on, let me look at it.
It's dope as shit. I'm a huge fan of these guys.
God
I've
damn it.
asked for them to come back forever. I don't know what happened, but
They have
they did. They're back. Squatch is back, baby.
They have a bunch of fucking bundles that are really nice. So if you're trying to try out a bunch of the products, it's actually a good way to do it.
Keep on squatching.
Or
dude.
they have the clean bundle as well, which is just 3 bars of soap, big ass soap.
Bob will put the code. You put the URL underneath the video here, Bob, so people can go there.
Always do.
Always
Every
do,
day
bum.
on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
As long as
So,
it's not
proud of you,
gambling,
Bob.
because they
Not gambling, but that's our next sponsor.
get pissed at
yeah,
us.
this one will not be on YouTube. They get very mad about that.
Yeah.
MyBookie.com is our next sponsor.
'cause
Football is back.
They're not getting a cut. That's why
No,
YouTube wants a cut of that gambling money.
they sure do. They sure do. They can get it too if they do a fucking adult version.
Eventually, they will have their own gambling platform.
They'll probably
Google
buy
Casino.
They'll probably buy Penn, to be honest.
They
Yeah,
should.
They'll do that, and they'll start broadcasting more sports on YouTube. And then what's going to happen is 16-year-olds are going to start gambling and lose all their money, and it'll just be fun for Google.
Well, they can do whatever they want, but we're going to keep betting on mybookie.com because I don't trust those bastards.
Exactly. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit all the way up to $1,000. We have Drinkin' Bros Sports after the show, so subscribe to that channel. We'll be live there after this one.
Yeah, Ross is going to have to explain how wrong he is about Rory McIlroy. You'll
No, I'm a fan of Rory McIlroy. Any other year, but this one tournament. But we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, we are betting on everything. Fuck, dude, I've dropped the hammer this week on Utah over Florida -2. I got a full Ariana Grande on that. And then these guys can answer for their Nebraska pick.
Well, no, Delco was on the right side of that one.
He was on the right side of history? Who fucked that up?
Out of the three of us, well, I just thought, well, you agreed.
I took the under. I took
On
the
the
under.
under. Yeah.
I picked Nebraska
I
to
still lost
cover.
that.
Obviously stupid, but we did all think that Nebraska's schedule shook out well for them,
And it kind of still does.
it
Nothing's
does.
changed.
Sure does not.
Nothing's
That was an
changed.
awful football team that we watched.
Yeah, they don't look great.
So what happened was on mybookie.com, this is a true story, by the way, because I post all the bets in Drinkin' Bros Sports. It's a private Facebook group, so you can see all the bets. I got a little cocky, feeling week 0, football's back, and we all do. We get a little overzealous and we start gambling on shit. I took the under in that Nebraska game, and then I tagged my bookie on Twitter, and I said, "Fuck you guys! Like you're gonna be in for a beating today."
So you got to expect somebody from MyBookie's going to show up sometime today. It might be them actually, and just rape you.
No. They responded immediately, and they gave me David Boreanaz from SEAL Team.
yeah.
They gave me a meme that just was him like this, saluting me. And then I lost. I lost the under by, because I teased it up to 58.5, and it was 59. I lost by a half point all the way on that one. And so I was then forced, I hate to do it, it's a desperate move to go after that Hawaii game. And the Hawaii game did pay off. I hit the parlay on that, and that was fun, but I couldn't have done it if mybookie.com didn't exist. So I was able to take my losings and then turn them into winnings later on in the evening at mybookie.com. Use promo code DrinkinBros to double your deposit. This is it. Real football is back this week. You got the big boy teams. All the schedules are out. Shit, betting on tennis right now is fun. I think Serena Williams is playing tonight. This will probably be her last match ever. I don't know what the odds are on that, but we'll hop into it on sports because I'd like to bet that if they're pretty good, Bob. So look up the Serena Williams odds.
We need to talk about how bad Hawaii is becoming. Maybe
Hawaii.
we may need to move on. We may need another fucking.
No, it's not that. You always bet the over in the Hawaii game. So it doesn't matter how bad they are, you're
They
fine.
scored 10 points.
Yeah, usually it's they score a lot and the opponent scores a lot. They
63
played.
out of Vandy.
They
They're
played
super thin.
Vandy's back.
They played what might. I don't know what Vandy's ranked at, but
They're not.
No, I know, but like from 1 to 160 or whatever it is.
They're going to win 4 games maybe. Like, that's their ceiling.
This is the worst team in the SEC for sure, if not all of the Power 5. Right?
Missouri.
It's close.
Missouri,
no,
right?
Missouri's better than Vanderbilt. Yeah, Missouri's
easily.
better. Yeah.
Yes.
UConn is down in D2 now, or they're on their way to it. So
They're like independent.
Nebraska,
gray zone.
in all honesty, Nebraska should be D2 at this point.
But
I
if
don't know how they're
Nebraska
trying to
played
program
Vanderbilt, they would beat Vanderbilt.
Nebraska's still going to make a bowl game, by the way,
No, that doesn't take a lot. A 500 record, you can make a bowl game these days.
in the West.
Yeah, you don't even need a 500 record, to be honest.
No. They're real fast and loose now with how you get into a bowl game these days.
Well, I mean, we just call it something other than a bowl game, or it's just like
call it a scrimmage.
Call it a consolation game, because that's what it is. You're just doing it to make money. It's fine.
Yeah, dude. Nebraska fans are on the ledge. Imagine losing week 0 and then knowing you have no chance for a national title. That would be awful.
Well, I don't think they thought they had a chance for a national
They
title.
thought they were back. People were picking them to go to the Big Ten championship.
Anybody that says something is back
They can
should shut the fuck up.
Still go to the Big Ten championship.
They can easily do it. And also, Northwestern went to the Big Ten championship
2 years ago.
and lost. They had never had a shot because most of the Big Ten is dog shit. So,
Yeah, you're on the harder side.
yeah.
Yeah, we are. USC's coming. USC and UCLA are coming.
UCLA is a little bit slower. We'll see. And you should expect North Carolina to get better every year under Mac Brown too. But
The only problem is he's old.
They've been-
Who is it? Is Chip Kelly at UCLA?
Yes.
yeah.
So who
We'll see.
fucking knows?
This is
We'll
a
see what
good.
happens there.
Gina Calabrese says, "Did Dan ever cover the angry cops video of the Canadian equivalent of the VA telling a vet with PTSD his only option was to euthanize himself?" Not on the show, but I did watch it and kind of morbidly laugh. Do you want to find that Angry Cops Instagram page probably and play that, because it's I don't think we've talked about that on the show. There's two things I want to talk about before we get out of here. One is that,
Yeah.
and the other one is this man of the hole in Brazil. He's he's the last remaining member of an uncontacted indigenous tribe in Brazil. I like how they write this.
This is a weird story.
This is
man.
the BBC writing. It says the man whose name was not known. I don't think he probably had one. I don't know. Had lived in total isolation for the past 26 years. So he was the only person out there in this area, at least, I guess, for 26 years. They call him Man of the Hole because he digs really deep holes to trap animals and to hide in. They found his body last week in a hammock outside of his straw hut. Like, we knew he was there for a long time, but didn't fuck with him for whatever reason.
Was he murdered?
No, he just died of natural.
He just died of natural causes.
He was about 60 years old and died of natural causes. So that tells you can go into the jungle and still live to 60.
Yeah.
You can go to the jungle of Brazil where there's narco terrorists all over the place and still live until you're 60.
Yeah.
Like that seems better than living to 90 in like downtown Austin, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
The Tanaru indigenous area in some state, I can't say it, but it's right next to Bolivia. And the guy's just been hanging out there by himself. The majority of his tribe are believed to have been killed as early as the 1970s by ranchers trying to expand their land. And this guy just kind of fucking took off by himself starting around 95.
No shit.
Yep. He's been there this whole time, just hanging out.
Some apocalypto shit.
I mean, you can bring
Sounds
up...
like a cuck. Fight back.
Well, when it's literally you against the entire world, maybe don't.
Whatever. You got a green inferno, those motherfuckers.
He should have burned down the entire village or forest, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't have it, no one can.
Yeah.
That's what I say. But go out on if you know you're going to... Do you think he knew he was going to die?
Go to this...
Because if you know, just light the fucking forest on fire and then die inside the hammock.
Go to this fucking article on BBC. It's just put in BBC and Man of the Hole. And scroll. You can see his fucking...
Big black cock?
I wish. You can see his fucking straw hut that he made. And he cleared out an area around it. I mean,
shit.
it's pretty
Look at
fucking
that.
dope, man.
That is dope.
So this is how, like, we've gotten so comfortable in society, we would go do this to vacation.
Yep.
And this is how this guy's just stayed alive for the last 30 years on his own.
BlackRock actually just bought that property. So they're going to rent that out. It's going to be a fun little Airbnb.
Well, did you see
We
somebody...
want to go and hang out.
Somebody put their fucking, like, Dodge Astro van with a mattress in the back on the Airbnb.
No way.
Yeah, somebody screen clipped it and put it on the interwebs. It's really funny.
That's
It had like all the toiletries and towels and shit lined up in the back. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what the towels are for unless there's a bottle of water to pour on your own head.
Better than a slave shanty, I suppose.
Ah, yeah.
No,
well,
that place looked nice.
as long as you don't call it,
It was
a slave
rustic.
shanty, I
It
think
felt
it's
real.
fine.
Yeah. They're taking those down, Bob. So if you're out there,
Well,
I know we,
it's off Airbnb. They're
on-
still renting it. Those people that own it, they're still renting it.
Yo,
somewhere.
you think they went to a realtor and just said, "Hey, can you do this?"
What do they? I mean, they put money into it.
Yeah.
They got to do something with it.
They don't know who this dude is or what ethnic group he might be a part of. Wouldn't it be funny if he was just some random dude? He wasn't even part of any tribe.
He was white.
He just showed up down there.
Just a white stoner.
There's
surfer.
a picture of him from the rear. Actually, there's video of him chopping down a tree at some
Really?
point. Yeah, look, there's scrolling on his face
Yeah,
there.
let's see it. Let's see this fucker. Oh shit, dude.
So I don't know. That
Looks like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, he kind of looks Filipino, to be honest.
Yeah, it could be Manny Pacquiao.
But I don't know what the indigenous situation down in Brazil. I don't know how many how much white people fucked it up down there, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. And then, did you pull up that shit with angry cops?
This looks like a guy who would make his own blow darts and just kind of nuke you out with some weird snake venom.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this
There's
guy.
definitely probably punji pits around there.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck yeah, dude. Manny Pacquiao is really doing it out there in the jungle.
Now this is pull that up.
Okay. Who's this? Angry Cops?
Well, this is the text. So,
Is it? Which one do you want?
it's the well, I don't fucking know. That's why I have producers to look shit up for me.
You should go to Angry Cops Instagram.
Yeah, well, the first part of that was maybe it's on his YouTube page. I don't know.
Well, you can post that though, right there.
But basically, what had happened was this dude with post-traumatic stress disorder went to the VA in Canada, and the person at the VA, the help that they offered him is that, hey, we got this program where we'll euthanize you.
Yeah.
And that's the only treatment that was offered to the guy. So I'm sure whatever Angry Cops did was a lot funnier than our inability to look things up on the internet.
Yeah. I think it's great. Just to have the offer.
Yeah, it's on his YouTube.
Nobody's ever offered to kill me.
It's on his YouTube. I
myself.
don't know if we play his YouTube on YouTube, it automatically flags that, so we can't do that. You're gonna have to go look at it yourself.
Yeah, but it's fun. And then on this, what do you get? A warning from it? Is that what? That's
No,
what he posted on Instagram?
that's just the warning that the VA has on their website now. Like, hey, you can't be mean to our people. This is another thing that's been going on lately in Gov. In North America, particularly probably not so much in Mexico, but in Canada and the United States, is that attempts have been made through social media and then through the Department of Justice here to criminalize being rude or disrespectful towards government employees. Well, I got some news for you. That's the only way that I will interact with a government employee.
Yeah.
Now, I was in a wreck on Friday, and fire department shows up, hang out with them for a while. Then the sheriff's department, luckily, and not city cops show up, hang out with them for a while. We're all friends.
Yeah.
They're all bitching about the IRS, basically. It's all the same person. Like 80% of people just don't want the government to rob them all the time.
No.
And you're being lied to when people tell you that this country is as fractured as it appears to be. It's not. It's just not true that it's like that.
It's not. You almost died. You got in a head-on collision.
No, it wasn't a head-on.
And totaled. I saw the thing. You were almost dead for 3 hours, and the airbags were deployed. Whose fault was that?
Definitely not mine. Yeah, I was just driving through a green light, and this lady, I don't know what the fuck she was doing, man.
Brittany sent Jesse the video of it, and I was like, oh, shit. I mean, because I talked to you shortly afterwards because I was recording something for Patreon. Go to Drinkin Bros podcast on Patreon. We get a ton of shit on there. But I was recording a show for Patreon, and I got off air, and Jesse texted me. I was like, what? I was like, I just saw him fucking 2 minutes ago. And
Yeah, it was right up here.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes that way.
Yep.
And then, I'm just driving down 290.
You got smoked.
Well, she did.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm driving down 290 through a green light, and she's trying to turn left off of 290 onto a different road. So I guess that's a yield, technically. If you have a green light but no arrow, if you're making a turn, you still have to yield to oncoming traffic.
Sure.
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, it was so surreal. I'm watching it happen. I see her kind of, like, make the first move, and I'm like, okay, she stopped. And I'm still maybe 150, 200 feet back at that point. I'm like, all right, cool. But I still got, like, I'm on high alert now. And then I get a little bit closer, and I can see the wheels start to move again. I'm like, no, there's no fucking way she's about to do this. This is very obvious. The situation is not confusing at all. It's very obvious what's happening here. And she just kind of like gradually, not even in a hurry, just pulled out in front of me.
Holy shit.
And luckily, you know, I know how to fucking drive. I'm not going to say, if you slam on brakes, then you lose control of the vehicle. So I could like T-bone her, and she's going to be a lot worse shape than she was when this wreck actually happened. So I pressed the brake as hard as I can without sliding, and it just wasn't enough because she sees me at this point and she just keeps going, and I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Panicked, I guess. I don't fucking know. But then
Why didn't she just gun it?
I don't know. That's what I would have done. But
Yeah.
at the last minute, you know, I still had control of the vehicle, so I was able to steer off of center from her a little bit. Not enough to miss her entirely because she was in the whole road. There's nowhere for me to go. It was really dumb.
Is she alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's fine.
Right.
I had her get out of the car. She was just sitting there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, you got to get out of the car. There's like shit coming out of the bottom. If it catches on fire, you're gonna die, you idiot. But she was nice.
Okay.
I had her get out of the car. I looked her over to make sure she wasn't dead. Gave her a bottle of water and told her to sit down until the cops got there. You know. And then luckily some dude stopped. He was in a truck right behind her. He's my drinking bro of the week. I'm not gonna give his name because it's not appropriate, but yeah, he was right behind her, and he pulled over immediately and said, hey, here's my card. She definitely fucked up. And then the police get there, and they're taking our statements, and she clearly lied to them, right? Because, well, more so I think she was lying to her boyfriend or husband who was there, because probably just didn't want to tell them the truth.
Well, plus the premiums go up on an accident like that, because that accident was bad.
And a lot of weird shit has happened because of women lying. Like Eve lied to Adam about that apple.
Yeah.
And then Mary lied about, you know, getting pregnant by God and now all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like entire religions have been created around women lying.
And now
can you just not stop for one goddamn minute and
now
accept
you're
some
comparing
responsibility?
the woman in a car accident to Eve and Mary.
And Hillary Clinton, yeah.
Oh, and, obviously.
No, she seemed nice. I think she was just fucking she wasn't paying attention, so she probably did think she was in the right. But luckily, there was a guy there who confirmed my story, and then the guy, her boyfriend or husband, whomever it was, wasn't thrilled when the guy said she was getting cited.
Yeah.
When the sheriff.
Well, that's what
said
happens
that.
because you get a ticket.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to for the insurance, right? Because it's got to be somebody's fault.
It does. Jesse got in one, what was it, 6 months ago, something like that? And it was her fault, and she just said, hey, dude, you're in the wrong, and that's kind of it, and you move on. Because the quicker you do it, the quicker the insurance kicks in, at least. And it's just like, all right,
well,
great.
I mean, I tried to reach out to her insurance on Friday, but of course, they were nowhere to be found.
No.
So I've not had a car for like,
Well, you got the truck here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they don't know that.
No, of course.
As far as her insurance company is concerned, I can go fuck myself.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Which, you know, I told them, like, I'm pretty easy to get along. I don't like to make things more difficult than they need to be, typically, because I don't have time for that bullshit. But now I'm definitely going to make it difficult because you've wasted my time, and now I feel like I've got to waste some of yours.
Also, you could have a neck injury, and we don't know.
I'm not doing that. It's not
For pills, Dan.
Oh yeah, for pills. I mean, but they don't do that anymore. Not here in Austin. Like you.
It's hard.
You got to take a fucking drug test to get.
You got to suck a dick.
down.
Yeah, I had to fucking. I take Xanax. They asked me to take a piss test, and I'm like, what? I was like, I'm fine to do it. But
if I was on enough Xanax for you to need to be able to test me, you would know because I would be asleep right there.
Yeah,
on the
I was like,
floor,
and that's what I told him on the phone. I was like, are you worried I'm going to oversleep? Like, is that what it is? That I'm going to miss work because I'm sleeping? It's not the fun shit that I'm asking for, you know? Not asking for oxys, bro.
Well, some people do, I guess, enjoy Xanax. It just makes me fucking pass out.
Same here.
Like
I go to sleep.
I'll be asleep. Even like
I couldn't do it at any moment throughout my day.
when I was when I had just gotten out of the army, they fucking gave me, I think it was a 1/4 milligram of Xanax, and I split that in half. So whatever the fuck that is, right?
Sure.
And I still would fucking sleep for 10 straight hours and feel groggy as shit for half of the next day. I can't with it. I don't know what it is about that. It's the only drug I can't deal with.
Xanax?
Yeah.
Yeah. For sleep, that's about all I use it for, and that's it. Other
Yeah,
than
but
that,
it doesn't,
I couldn't
like-
do anything throughout my day.
It's not good sleep. You do get sleep, so your body will rest, but your brain, like, you're in a fog for the whole next day, typically.
No,
for me.
yeah, not for me. Because I tried. What was the other shit that makes you have crazy fucking dreams? You start screaming out shit.
What'd she say?
Ambien. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Ambien.
It doesn't work.
Ambien.
So I'm one of those few people that it just didn't work on. So the doctor's like, "Hey, how was it?" And I go, I couldn't sleep." And and he goes, "Oh, did you have weird thing?" I was like, "I didn't have any of that shit, but I have seen friends take it on like flights and everything like that, and they will fucking lose their mind." One of them just started screaming out Frank, and like we don't even know of Frank.
And Frank, probably.
Well, then it makes sense. Obviously, if you're gonna Frank up like that.
I love Ambien. It doesn't really help me sleep that much, but I have crazy ass fucking dreams, and mostly for I don't know why, but sexual dreams especially.
Really?
Yeah, I wake up just like fucking. You can surf a wave on this cock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this straight as a dick, and it's I don't understand it. If you are in bed with me and I take Ambien, you're gonna wake up with my fist inside you.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good to know.
And that's why I like it.
Yeah, of course. That's why your partners don't like it. You know,
Well-
nobody wants to wake up with a fist inside of them.
That's not what I heard. So whatever.
I was up late last night. I've always had problems sleeping, and typically I'll read news and shit to go to bed. One of the things we talked about with Manafort on the show yesterday was the Democratic nominee for 2024, and the best guess was Gavin Newsom, I think, at this point. But this article I read said no. They said the party, the highest favorability, and this is on The Hill, so it's a decent website. It says Bernie Sanders has the most favorability among possible 2024 contenders. Now, I looked up his age.
He's 80.
He would be well, he's about to turn 81 next month.
Yeah. He's a year older than Biden.
Right. So in 2 years, he would be 83. Now, let's just say the world burns and he were to win, right? He would finish his term at 87 years old. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
It's not great.
In my life. But when I read the article, I also don't rule it out. He ran in 16, got fucked by Hillary. Ran in 20, got fucked by the entire DNC on that one. They all came together, made everybody else drop out of the race, and so Biden could win that one. And
See, I kind of say fuck that, because if your only strategy is hoping everyone else splits the vote, that's not much of a strategy.
I don't know. It worked for Clinton twice.
yep.
That's fine, but that's still not that's still not something you can rely on.
The only reason Bill Clinton was ever president is because of Ross motherfucking Perot.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
That's
dude?
it, dude.
But
That
yeah,
split the vote.
Which is fine, but again, if your main strategy to get elected in 2020 or to win the primary in 2020 is, as long as these people don't drop out, I'm good to go because I'll win a plurality.
Yeah.
That's not a good strategy
No, it's certainly
Well,
not.
I mean, he was crushing Biden at that point.
because there was 8 other people. So again,
Right.
if those people leave, which they can easily do, that's not a good strategy.
Well,
winning a plurality is a shitty strategy.
You can pull them out, which is what they did, and then put them in your cabinet, all of them. But the odd thing was, if you look back on it, because I was in LA editing a movie during that, so I was there the summer leading up to that election, and pretty much most of the winner, Bernie Sanders, like they fucking loved him, dude. Like he was a folk hero.
Yeah, but they don't love him that much. Like, it's 46%. This is a weird poll, so it's not a bunch of people against each other. It's just the person's name and if, do you like them or not like
Correct.
them.
Yes.
46% said they liked him. This is Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
41% said they don't like him.
And another thing with that too is that that's the type of thing where our system helps him when it should. Like if there was ranked choice voting, he would have not had a fucking chance. I don't think he would have been worse off because anyone who doesn't want Bernie, who doesn't want the far left side, can just rank their favorite fucking moderate.
Ranked choice voting is like how the football polls and MVP voting works, basically. So you get like 1, 2, and 3 first, second, third place votes or whatever however they set it up, and you get a total number based on how many. Like first place vote is worth X points, second place is worth X points, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of voting for Bernie or Biden or Gavin Newsom, you would rank them.
Got it.
1 to 3, and whoever wins.
So that's what they do in primaries in, what is it, Iowa?
There's
I
a
think?
couple
Those
states,
caucuses.
Caucus is a different situation, I think, or it is, but I don't remember exactly how it works.
But Biden was second highest favorable at 41 or 43%, but his unfavorable is at 52.
On the Democrat side?
Yeah, he's still upside down even with his own folks for the most part. So he's you got to expect you can't do it now. You can't announce now that Biden's not going to run because it would be too upsetting to the midterm elections. People don't like instability. But they will announce it probably around the same time that they try to redo the governance disinformation board, which is what I think will be February or March, depending on what's going on.
I think Bernie Sanders actually had a decent shot in 2016. We try to cover, both sides in all parties and all that stuff. We had somebody from one of the candidates from the Libertarian Party on the show. Mm-hmm. We try to cover it, and there was a lot of fucking people going to his rallies. There was not for Hillary, but there was for him. I mean, he was packing arenas and shit.
If I had to vote between those two people, I would definitely vote for Bernie Sanders
over Hillary.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like he's very out in the open about who he is and what he does. You know what I mean? Like he believes that what he's doing is right because of his history, but Biden doesn't know where he is. But even when he did, like he's just being used by the left side of the party. And Hillary Clinton, everything she does and says is fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Like she does it for power and control. I honestly believe that Bernie Sanders believes what he's saying, which makes him.
I do too.
It makes him easier to deal with because the answer is either going to be yes or no with him. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I support the guy, but you can negotiate with a guy like that, and you can't with Hillary Clinton because she's going to tell you one thing and then change the name of the fucking Green New Deal to the fucking Inflation Reduction Act or whatever. Yeah. Sanders doesn't. He's too crotchety. He's too angry to fucking. He believes he's right, so he's not going to be deceptive to prove the point.
Right.
Which I think is like pretty, despite all the other fucking dumb shit he does, that's pretty noble. That's about as best as you could expect from a political opponent.
In that Hillary doc I watched on Hulu, that the only time she got visibly angry was over Bernie Sanders. And she was like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
She was like, he's nothing but a career politician who's...
That's true, too. But he hijacked the party, right?
And blah, blah, blah.
I mean, the same thing can be said of Trump, though. Like, he's a career Democratic voter who, because of the culture wars and nothing more, right? Like, a lot of his policy stuff isn't intrinsically conservative. It just, because of culture war, it kind of fit at the time. And, Daily Wire's been talking about it a lot lately, about how there's this battle for the soul of the Republican Party. But I think it's people like to blame Trump for it, and Daily Wire, Shapiro blamed Trump for it. I think that's wrong. I think it's because the Republican Party hasn't been conservative in so long that the vast majority of people, even inside of the Republican Party, now feel politically homeless. That's what I think. So,
yeah, and on the Democratic side, I feel like that party's just split in two. You have the super progressives, like the Squad and those guys who want fucking basically socialism at that point, and then you have the more moderate Democrats.
So it's not even moderate Democrats. Those are fucking swing voters. And you get swing voters by having a pretty decent economy, not overtaxing people, and tackling one culture issue at a time in a way that makes sense. That's a winning formula for the Democratic Party, and they have just been bulls on parade with retard syndrome for the last 6 years. Yeah. This is the craziest. We were talking about it before the show. On both sides, this is the most unforced errors in a political campaign season I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, back and forth on both sides, yeah.
It's just been one fucking dumb fucking move after another.
The raid was,
that was really stupid.
Dumb. Yeah, I mean, you had momentum after the abortion thing, and then you lost it with this, and then you might have just forced him to run again. So, look, that Tuesday night we're doing a live show. For the midterms, that will be a fucking fun, weird night. The last election show was out of control. Now, did we get Alex Jones back for that or not?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be available.
I don't know, man. After that trial was over, did you see he has record sales numbers? I think he brought in $814,000 the next day in just sales.
Yeah, 2 days in a row. I think it was in the low 8s and then in the mid 9s on the next day, yeah.
Fuck, man. Who else turns a trial of losing $46 million into? I'll just make that back real quick. Don't worry about it. Just buy I got these moccasins, size 14 if you need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll have to throw that on Patreon. Definitely can't have that on YouTube. Definitely can't have that. Although Schultz and those guys got their Alex Jones episode back, so who knows? Maybe they cut a fucking deal. Who knows? We got some listeners in the studio today. Why don't you come up for Drinkin' Bro of the Week, friend? Come on in, dude. You're tanking it. Tank top in it today. I like that, dude. Welcome. Come on in. Sit in D'Anthony's chair.
Can I grab one of these?
Yes, help yourself. Help yourself to a hard AF seltzer. That is the deal when you come in here. Everybody gets rocks. Is there any in there?
No. Damn.
There's fucking 90 people in the studio on Saturday, so they're all probably gone. Grab some out of the back. We'll put them in the fridge. And then, because we got sports after this, so you'll stay, right?
Probably not, just because my friend,
You guys
if
are
it was
getting
UFC,
Coke?
we'd be good, but
You getting Coke?
no. I've never been to Texas, so.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we're staying on Haney Street.
Rainy?
Rainy
Rainy
sorry.
Street.
Yeah. So
That's a fun time down there.
It was yesterday for a Sunday. It was pretty dope.
Did you go to Tommy Want Wingy?
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Man, that is my favorite wing joint in Austin.
Oh, okay.
It's in a what would you call it? Like a
It's in a trailer out front of Barton Spring Saloon now.
right. Well, no, but didn't they franchise it? Don't they have one? The one
They might
on
have
Rainy.
multiple, yeah, but
yeah.
it's
The
right
one I
on
went
Barton
to was
Springs.
down there, and it's in like a little trailer.
It's at Luster Pearl, I think.
Yes, right outside the bar. So
Okay.
you go there, and the wings were incredible. And I was like, oh, shit. And so anybody who comes there and stays there, I'm like, dude, go to Tommy Want Wingy.
I know there's like a place we're going to tonight, maybe that's like if you go between certain like 7 or 6 and 7, it's like 70-cent wings or something like that.
Where's that at?
I don't fucking know. I just saw something on Instagram. There's a What When Where Austin, and they just post stuff that's constantly going on.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Where are you from?
the worst city in America.
Let's hear it.
You can't guess.
Los Angeles.
No, Portland.
Shit, even worse. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yep. So
That's onesie twosie there.
yeah.
Fuck, man. How is that?
I mean, so I've been on the Oregon coast for the last year, but one of the reasons that for my job, but I hate going into Portland. Like, it's a shit show. Like, I've seen some of your guys homeless here, and I'm like, oh yeah, it does kind of suck. It reminds me of LA a little bit.
Yeah.
But Portland, it's just like, it's a constant dump fire, man. Like, just all the streets, it's just covered, and it's just.
I saw a picture where they had these charging stations, but they're basically covered by tents.
Yeah.
On the side of the road.
Kind of like how
hey,
LA has that whole thing where like
yeah.
Newsom did the,
Yep.
yeah, it's the same. It's terrible.
it's fun. Get out of there.
I was supposed to move to Idaho, but that kind of went on the back burner, but I want to.
Idaho's getting expensive.
Yeah, it is, but it's
beautiful.
still, it is. Like here, man, like I didn't know it was as humid as it was. Like I'm sweating like crazy.
It's hot as fuck here.
Yeah.
We live on the goddamn surface of the sun.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why is it so hot here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
So
yes.
especially just like we've been Ubering it. I didn't get a rental.
Okay.
And so we've been Ubering it, but it's still like, we walked to like Whole Foods today and it was just so miserable just
Bro,
going over there.
yeah.
So,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
We need to get the fuck out of this summer here. It's
Yeah.
crazy here.
yeah. And then you guys have those huge, that rain, right? Like last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
They
Flash
covered up all
floods.
the dinosaur bones
Yep.
or whatever.
Flash
Yeah.
floods. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
it's a blast.
Yeah.
How long you been listening to the show?
2017.
No shit.
Yeah, man. You guys have gotten me out of some dark times, and you guys and Rogan, it's so fun. And I can't fucking remember where I heard about you guys, but something just clicked, and then it's the way I get through my day every day.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's literally like every day I listen to you guys. Like it's awesome.
It's a daily driver.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what-
No,
that's what
like
we
when I'm
say.
working, I'm not supposed to have headphones in. but
Everybody does.
Yeah, I do anyway, and that's what I do. So yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So if you've been listening since 2017, I think we were going like once or twice a week back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we're every day. We started, during the pandemic, going every single
Mm-hmm.
day. And listeners were like, "Hey, dude, you gotta keep going
Yeah.
every day.
No,
We're
exactly.
gonna rage."
Well, and that's the thing. Even with Rogan, he cut back on his episodes. I remember he was doing like 2 a day, and then he cut back once he got that Spotify deal. I think is went right around then. But it's like you guys, and then like there's so many comedy podcasts that are popping up now too that you know,
Sure.
I mean, you guys are a daily thing, and like Theo Vaughn is like one of those ones that I catch up on every once in a while, but
Sure.
it's always you guys. So
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
Tell everybody your full name, by the way.
my name's Christian Keys.
Christian Keys.
Yeah, it's a kind of a porn star name, I guess.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
dude. You fuck hard? How's your stroke game?
not good right now.
Is that your lady?
No, I mean, we used to date. She's honestly just, she'd be my drinking bro of the week, honestly. Like, she's awesome.
I was just going to ask you who's
No,
your drinking bro of the week.
she's a kick-ass chick. She rides motorcycle. She could have told me to fuck off so many goddamn times, and she hasn't. She's awesome.
What's her name?
Her name's Casey.
Casey.
Yeah, I
Casey.
won't give her last name
That's
just
fine.
in case.
Yeah,
so.
she made the drinking bro out of the week. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, man.
And how long are you in town for?
We fly back out Wednesday.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she made us reservations for a steakhouse tomorrow.
Which one do you know?
I don't fucking remember what it was. I know it's not Terry Black's because that's what
Barbecue wise.
yeah, everybody fucking says that, but I don't know. You could ask her what it is. She's right there.
Well, don't ask Delco Dan, or don't tell him your steakhouse. He'll just tell you it's meh. That's it. It's
No,
just,
I
yeah.
have good barbecue takes, but my favorite barbecue spot is in trouble right now because the two lesbians that own it are facing tax fraud.
Yeah, yeah, they are. And that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What is it? The La Barbecue?
La Barbecue, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna happen. So, sorry about it. Okay. I still get down on Terry Black's. That's still my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then
That's,
Valentina's.
I can't remember. What she
Valentina's fucks.
Oh yeah.
Casey, what's the steakhouse tomorrow? Okay.
Carrie's.
No, Perry's.
Perry's. Oh,
That's, it's a chain.
yeah, I've been to Perry's. Yeah, I've been to Perry's. Yeah. Dan and I went there. Shit, we went to some fucking concert afterwards. We went to Perry's. Yeah, you'll enjoy it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the pork chop.
Yeah. Do you also
Tell her to have her take you to Lonesome Dove. You know.
Bro, that's
What?
I heard that's expensive. I looked that up. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not happening.
If
There's
you've
no
got-
fucking way, dude.
If you got about $300 to drop on dinner tonight,
no,
or
I'll be
whatever.
sucking dick in the back with doing
Yeah.
the dishes. There's no way.
I haven't been there yet.
Oh,
The
really?
rest of these guys have been. Yeah. I
Oh
haven't
no.
been.
Yeah, I looked that up. That's
Yeah,
all I have.
so I don't know how pricey it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We spent a whole month's worth of ad money on a softcore history dinner.
Yeah, we did 6 people. It was about
$3,000, $2,000.
like 2 grand.
Well, that yeah.
$2,000
Yeah, like 2 grand.
for what? 6 people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to an episode last week and you guys were talking about it. And I instantly called her and I was like, hey, the place that we're going isn't this place, right? There's no fucking way. So.
Do you guys split the meal? Like,
No,
do you-
I got it.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
There
No,
you go. Attaboy.
so, yeah.
Attaboy.
Do you guys,
Yeah,
do you
Paris
guys
will work.
sell hard AF here at all?
No, we don't sell it here. I mean, truthfully, the honest situation about Texas is we're live technically here, so we have all the licenses and all that shit. However, we don't have investors.
Yeah.
So like we're still doing it's just Dan and I on our own.
Yeah.
And so they want to put it in every single grocery store there is. We don't have enough cans for that.
Yeah.
And if you run out, then the distributors will get pissed off at
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
we're opening up states that are smaller, and then hopefully an investor will come through. I mean, we're selling out of this shit, which is the fucking problem.
Yeah, I know
So-
your fridge is empty.
I know. Everybody who comes drinks it, and it really is the best.
Yeah,
we've got some back there though.
I was trying. That's why I want her to try it. We had drinks before we came, and I was like, "Hey, I've heard over and over again this shit's amazing.
I know.
Like, please, like."
I think there might be some back in the fridge back there, so
Cool.
We'll grab it after this. But we appreciate you being here today.
Me too, man.
Thanks for taking time out of your day and,
Yeah.
and listening to us and all that stuff, man. It means a lot, for real.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Go to Spotify and just leave her a 5-star. That's it. There's no reviews there. All the advertisers care about is those stupid fucking reviews. We don't care, but they care. So please go and do that. It really helps the show. And then flop on over to Drinkin' Bros Sports. We'll be live there in about 20 minutes for the Monday morning recap. We appreciate it, kids. For D'Anthony and Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.